is the focus of every class, every day in this school, but this week it is all about how science, technology, engineering, and math play into sports.
If you're drawing and you have a retractable roof, odds are you're going to have more people in there.
In Bethany Jackson's 7th grade social studies class, students are brainstorming a new use for an abandoned stadium.
We are working to redesign it, fix it up.
Leonardo Martinez is choosing to focus on an empty football stadium in Brazil. He and his classmates are calculating the cost. Part of the project includes writing a letter to city officials.
We are going to clean the inside of the stadium, and we are going to add drywall and paint.
They're sketching or designing a 3D visual.
I want them to realize that you can still be part of the sports world, but you can be part of the engineering part too. You can be more than just a professional athlete. You can look at the different business sides.
Down the hall,
estimate your circumference.
Sports and STEM is taking center court. Students in this 7th grade math class are shooting free throws and kicking field goals.
Then they solve their percentage, and then they compare their percentage to Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry.
Other students are incorporating statistics and calculating probability in their March Madness brackets.
How do you use math? How do you use science when you're an athlete? And it kind of blew their mind how much you use sports and math together. So that was cool for them to make that connection.
7th grader Kai Estrada sees where math comes in.
If you're trying to kick a ball, you need to know where to kick it so it can get there. So you need to know your angles.
The idea is to get students thinking in new ways about science, technology, engineering, and math. Katie Hines, RTV6.
I'm Mark Mullins, and I've got the best assignment of the day, checking out the new Sports Legend experience here at the Children's Museum, including the features. The Fantasy Treehouse of Sports. Coming up, I'm going to show you when this will all be open for your family, when the news at 7 continues on RTV6.
How to Get Away with Murder, tonight on ABC. From the station working for you, this is RTV6 News at 7.
Planning and months of work are about to pay off in a brand new permanent exhibit at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. The new Riley Children's Health Sports Legends experience opens to the public on Saturday, but RTV6 anchor Mark Mullins is getting a chance to check out all the fun right now. Mark, you already look like you're up to something.
Yeah, we're having a great time here. So the kids are testing out everything here at the Sports Legends experience here. And the idea behind it is to get kids active, moving around, running, and interested in sports, particularly Indiana sports. One of the highlights, though, is this. This is the Fantasy Treehouse of Sports. And so you can climb through it. Outside you see footballs, baseballs, a football goalpost here, and it's inspired from Disney's Tree of Life. Inside, it's a huge jungle gym for kids to climb up. There's a rope bridge. There are steps and ladders to do. Again, getting kids active while on the scene here. Back out here live, this park has all kinds of sporting events. So whether you're into football, whether you're into baseball, whether you're into racing, even a replica of the pagoda and the drag strip experience. The idea is to get everybody in your family interested in sports. Now, as Amanda mentioned, this is an endeavor that took years of planning, 2 years to build, and millions of dollars to get underway here. And with us to talk about all of that is Leslie Olson from the Children's Museum. Great to see you.
So happy that you came to see us tonight.
This is all about really getting families out together and experiencing Indiana's rich sports history.
We do not want to see parents and grandparents sitting in the bleachers and on the sidelines. We want to see them active, getting in there with the kids. And what I think is really great is that maybe your kids play soccer, but maybe they don't know anything about golf. So you get to experience all the different things together as a family.
Stops along the way. This is how big?
7.5 acres.
Wow. And more than $38 million to build.
It was $38.5 million.
Okay, so a lot of kids and their families should be coming out here this weekend. The Sports Legends experience opens this Saturday at 10, so bring the family on down. Hey, that's the latest from the Children's Museum. I'm Mark Mullins, RTV6. Amanda, back to you.
Wow, Mark, you're going to take me with you next time, please. That looks like a lot of fun. Well, new surveillance video giving a new perspective of the horror people faced on the day 17 people were gunned down at Florida High School. What's this revealing about the school's embattled former deputy?
And freezing rain in the forecast for some of us. We'll work our way through the timeline. It starts late tomorrow night into the overnight hours Saturday. More on that coming up.
The Broward County Sheriff's Office today released surveillance video of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shortly after a gunman opened fire last month. And the sheriff says the video speaks for itself regarding the actions of the school's embattled former deputy. More now from ABC's Zachary Quiche.
This is newly released security surveillance video from outside Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, the day 17 students and staff members were gunned down. It's assumed that that's Scott Peterson in the upper left corner. He was the police officer assigned to the school. Peterson resigned, and an internal investigation has been opened regarding what happened. His decision to stay outside rather than confront the shooter has been scrutinized, but some say this video leaves out important details.
First of all, doesn't answer any questions. So the idea that you could even draw inferences from watching that tape would not be accurate. And it's one of the dangers we get into in doing analysis on things with limited information.
The footage starts at 2:22 p.m., just a minute after authorities say the shooting started. You can see a school official banging on a door. Yesterday, new 911 tapes released. You can hear students with hushed voices pleading for help.
Please, there's people here. There's people. They're all bleeding. They're going to die.
And then a teacher.
I'm in the classroom. The lights on the door's off. The student was shot and went through the door. The bullet went through the door? Yes, I have a student down.
Yesterday, students across the country joined together in a coordinated walkout to protest gun violence and demand greater gun control. Thousands of students from Parkland and D.C. to Colorado and California were involved. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Well, the hot seat might be getting a little hotter for Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson. This after emails seem to contradict claims that he knew nothing about a $31,000 dining set purchased for his office. A HUD spokesman blamed the pricey purchase on a career staffer, but an August email from a HUD staffer refers to printouts of the furniture the secretary and Mrs. Carson picked out. American Oversight, a liberal watchdog group, sued to get the documents.
They lied. The internal emails show that he was intimately involved. His wife was intimately involved.
A HUD spokesman last month said the Carsons had zero awareness of this purchase being made. Later, Secretary Carson painted a picture of limited involvement, saying he briefly looked at a catalog for dining furniture but was shocked by the cost. The agency's furniture spending came to light after HUD employee Helen Foster filed a sworn whistleblower complaint with the Office of Special Counsel. She says she was demoted in part for telling her bosses she would not ignore a law that limits Carson's office redecorating budget. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle can check one more item off their wedding to-do list. Queen Elizabeth officially gave her consent for the marriage today. Now, under the Royals Marriages Act of 1772, the monarch must approve any royal family member's marriage. That was changed in 2003 to only include the first 6 in line for the throne. Harry is currently 5th. The couple's nuptials will take place May 19th at the Windsor Castle.
All right, green sport coats, green jackets, and green dye. All with a backdrop of a nice blue sky. A little bit of green dye goes a long way. Look at that. You can see the fountain is all green. You got to love the downtown canal, especially on a day like this. If you're downtown over the next few days, tomorrow the parade, of course. 11:30, it starts at North and Pennsylvania, and it will be dry.